Let's talk about Erika Kirk and Turning Point USA. There's been all sorts of drama around this, but very recently there's this new, very viral claim that the Daily Mail has made that Charlie Kirk reportedly recorded a video before he passed away, 3 weeks before he passed away, naming Erika Kirk his successor. And now Candice Owens, who used to be very good friends with Charlie Kirk and has spit all these insane conspiracy theories, is claiming the Daily Mail video is fake, and a lot of people are claiming that this whole thing is fake, and Charlie Kirk never said this. And you may be asking yourself, number one, why is this important, Chris? Well, first of all, it's just fascinating where our politics are at. Like, this is crazy. And it's crazy because this is the largest youth organization that exists in the conservative space, Turning Point USA. And I think it's really actually important to keep track of what's going on here because, I mean, Turning Point USA is kind of crumbling under Erika Kirk's leadership at the moment, and this just adds more to that, which I think is important for Democrats to keep an eye on as we, combat this and try to, engage young people in America, specifically my demographic, which has been a struggle. But also, in relation to this is just one example, and it hits home for me because I was born and raised in Atlanta, Georgia. I spent a lot of time in Athens, Georgia, UGA, when I was in college, which, if you know, Athens is a big party school. It's a good time. It's a great time. But the president of Turning Point USA's University of Georgia chapter recently resigned and released a whole letter saying that the organization had strayed from the mission it had under the leadership of Charlie Kirk. This would be a Caroline Maddox writing on Instagram that she could not in good conscience stay with an organization that has, quote, strayed so far from its original purpose and principles. And we've seen multiple big figures in Turning Point USA say this same thing, resign because of Erika Kirk's leadership and that it's straying away from what it's supposed to be. And that kind of relates to this and all the drama around it. So let's hop right in. First, let me read this, and then we're going to play some videos from Candice Owens. I'm sorry, but I still can't go over this. Turning Point USA colluded with the Daily Mail to host a screening of the now secret video of Charlie naming Erika as his successor. This video is crucial. It was introduced to the public by Erika as Charlie's dying wish, her takeover of the company. Erika chose to walk out to Charlie's alleged voice naming her as CEO to add AmFest, but stopped short of airing the video footage. Donors who were present say the audio is AI, and Charlie never uttered these words at the event in question. Again, Candice Owens has been a huge conspiracy theorist in this land. She is now claiming that this Daily Mail tweet this article that claims that they have seen a video of Charlie Kirk naming Erika Kirk the successor is fake, and that any audio relating to it, that only part of it has been made public or was played at AmFest, is AI, which is crazy. We're going to get to this article in a second, but let's hear from Candice just straight up what she has to say. We'll dive into all the drama. Before we start, though, really quickly, my name is Chris Mowrey. I'm 24 years old. I scream and yell about how much I care about democracy. It would mean so much. If you want to write down below, hit like and subscribe on this video. It really helps me out, pushes me out into the algorithm. You guys are all the best. I appreciate all the support lately. Let's take a listen.
Obviously, we broke the story. We've been keeping the countdown here. As soon as I realized something was not right with this video, right, Erika Kirk carefully described to Megyn Kelly, right? She sat down with Megyn Kelly, talked about how Charlie Kirk, look at the tears in her eye, through many tears. She saw this video 3 weeks before he died. Charlie Kirk was in Aspen with some donors. And he said, if anything ever happens to me, if I die in 3 weeks, make Erika, my wife, the CEO and chairman of the company, right? We broke the story that video is likely not authentic. People with direct knowledge tell me that, yes, certainly a question was asked, but the answer which Charlie gave was simply that he trusted his lieutenants at the company to figure things out in the event of his absence. His mind just was not there. So this would imply that Turning Point USA used AI tools to add a sentence that Charlie never said, handing the reins of his company over to his wife. That was what that would have accomplished, right? Well, the scandal is now growing. Because after 46 long days and long nights of us asking Turning Point USA, specifically of us asking Blakey Neff to just release the footage, very easy ask, by the way, remember, they already released the audio. It was them. They told the story. They released the audio. No one said, hey, make that your walkout music, Erika. We want some audio of Charlie naming you the CEO. You released the audio. So it's not exactly a major ask to simply release the video component alongside with it, right? But no, 46 days, here we are. and they're feeling the pressure. So we're not going to let up on this. This is huge, right? This could be, if we are correct and this was AI and they thought through this, we could be looking at a motive. Plain and simple. We at least would understand how positively deranged his wife is. Plain and simple. So what do? They instead decided the next right step was to show the footage exclusively via a private screening, a secret private screening to some journalists over at the Daily Mail. And this journalist, Charlie Spearing, look, no, not calling him out for anything. He probably just tried to verify the video, but he wrote an article. It says exclusive bombshell secret video of Charlie Kirk naming his true Turning Point successor days before the assassination. And so people thought the video must have been embedded in here. Of course it was not. The article is behind a paywall. People were upset they paid because they thought we were going to see this video. What they actually got was essentially the claim that the scandal could now be put to rest because just trust the journalists have seen the footage. They describe how the journalists had seen the footage. Did they go on to receive a link and onto Zoom and have Turning Point show them on a screen? Was it actually sent to them in a separate file? Did they fly out to Arizona for this screening? No, we don't get any information. Just trust the journalists.
So look, a couple things here. Number one, obviously Candice Owens is a massive conspiracy theorist. She's literally claiming in this video that this is a motive for Erika Kirk to kill her own husband. I want to back up, zoom out for a second. Again, Chris, why is this all important? The right is eating themselves alive in all of this, okay? And I think that a lot of it has to do with the fact that Donald Trump's term has been such a disaster. The right is just starting to all get angry at each other and cannibalize each other because they don't know where to go. And so Turning Point USA, I think the future of it, again, is up in the air. The idea that, Erika Kirk was involved in all of this, it's like, oh my goodness, I don't really believe any of that to be true, but you can let me know what you think in the comments down below. Regardless of that, I do kind of find it weird. This is the Daily Mail article. Bombshell secret video of Charlie Kirk naming his true Turning Point successor days before the assassination. About 200 Turning Point USA donors shifted nervously in their seats at an exclusive retreat in Aspen, Colorado in August last year as one patron stood to pose an unusual questions to the group's founder, Charlie Kirk. Kind of a hard question to ask, but I think it's probably important to everybody in this room, and I'm wondering about Turning Point's succession plan should, God forbid, something happen to you. What a great question, Kirk responded. A lot of my job is not always in the day-to-day details. It's very much vision casting, very much driving success. We have a great board, and God forbid if something happens, they'll figure it out. I appoint my wife to run Turning Point USA if something happens to me. Erika would do a great job, he said reassuringly before moving on to the next question. Now, again, we don't have the footage of this. The Daily Mail said that they reviewed it and that they, believe it to be authentic. It was, again, asked 3 weeks before Charlie Kirk was killed. Video of the Aspen Donor Conference has never been released, but the Daily Mail has been given exclusive access to watch the full video, report on its contents, and speak to individuals who were in the room while that was all happening. And so I will say, it is very bizarre that this whole fight's been going on over a video that you could just release. And I guess they're saying they won't release it to protect the donors. But I don't know. I feel like you could just crop it or I don't know, crop out the donors or crop out the audio and we could just move past this whole thing. But I don't know. I have no idea why. We'll listen to some more Candice Owens, see what she thinks.
So it was just an open secret, you guys. But for whatever reason, Charlie, who was a literal boy genius, did not think to simply put this in his corporate will. He had one, Turning Point USA. They had a corporate will. And that is what wills are for. What you will to happen after you pass. So we are to believe he just kept saying this over and over again. If anything happens to me, I just want Erika to take over this place. I just want Erika to take over this place. When it came down to the paperwork, he just skipped that part. Was Erika in the corporate will? Yeah. I'm told Erika actually was named and she inherited $10 million. That may or may not be correct. I didn't get a question on Turning Point USA, but I was told this very early on from someone on the inside. So he thought about Erika when he did his will for her to get paid. Maybe it wasn't 10, who knows? I'm actually almost certain it was like 10 million. But for some reason, he didn't write that he wanted her to become the CEO. That feels like a bit of a miss. I don't buy it. It's BS. Okay. Elsewhere in the article, they explain that the reporters have seen the video, so I guess it's all good. Okay, quote, Video of the Aspen Donor Conference has never been released publicly, but the Daily Mail has been given exclusive access to screen the full video, report on its contents, and speak to individuals who were in the room in Aspen that day, as secrecy around the footage has become a major point of contention for critics of Turning Point and its new CEO, Erika Kirk. Oh, I have a question. Why can't they just release the footage? Oh, they have that in the article as well. The excuse that Turning Point provides for why they cannot release the footage themselves is because it would violate donor privacy.
Yeah. So again, that's like the only reasonable question I've ever heard Candace Owens ask, which is, I actually have the same question. I don't really understand why you can't just release it. But again, this is why people like the president of UGA's Turning Point, which I mean, that's crazy. The president of UGA, other colleges, people resigning. I've heard other people watch videos of other people saying, I worked at Turning Point USA. I'm out. I can't do it anymore. And it's under this leadership and all of these distractions. So that is a valid point of why you can't just release the footage. But again, like the only valid point that Candace Owens has made, Candace Owens and Charlie Kirk were pretty much best friends. And it's wild to see her now accuse his wife of murdering him. And the conspiracy she's come up to justify this, especially in the last few months, are crazy. She said at one point that Charlie came to her in a dream and said that, tried to help her put the pieces together for her like puzzle. My goodness. Let's go to the next one.
You can apparently Turning Point USA can cut the clip for Erika to walk out to, and we don't hear the donor in it, but they can't do that. They don't know how to do that. They don't know how to cut a clip so that we can just see Charlie answering the question. We're to believe that they don't know how to edit videos at all. It's literally what Turning Point does. That's the whole point of all of his speaking events and going on campuses. You're telling me they can't just black out the face of a donor and cut out the question? This is the reason that they're not going to release it. Now they're concerned. Good faith question. I'm not asking you for good faith. I'm not the one who told you to roll out the sad story to Megyn Kelly and then to have it be her walkout music as she accepted the glory of taking his role at AmFest. That wasn't me. That's your terrible PR ideas. And you're just getting clocked on it left and right because information, people are working together, and people have come to me both within and outside of your organization. We now know that you were meeting with a Hollywood AI company. What a free market organization would be doing, meeting with a Hollywood AI posthumous company. We make videos posthumously. It kind of makes you think back, by the way. Do you remember when Erika, when she was on the Charlie Kirk radio show the first time back, and she was like, we have 10 years of footage that nobody's seen. She actually said speeches that nobody's seen. My producer pointed out how stupid that is. How could there be speeches that nobody's seen? Was Charlie just like giving speeches in the mirror at home?
Yeah, so again, I think you get the idea here. And I'm very curious what you think of this in the comments down below. Because again, this drama has just filled the internet lately, and it's causing a lot of pain for Turning Point USA. This is somebody I saw on Twitter. He, quote, frequently spoke of his wife taking over the organization in his absence. Who the F frequently speaks of dying? I actually think, again, kind of a valid question. And a lot of people making fun of this Daily Mail thing, saying, secret video, exclusive bombshell secret video of Charlie Kirk naming his true Turning Point successor days before assassination. This readers added context here on Twitter. After paying for access to the content, there is no video or secret video shown at this time. So we'll see if Turning Point USA changes their mind or the PR nightmare continues and they are just sucked into all of this drama. I'll keep you updated. I appreciate you watching this video. My name is Chris Mowrey. Once again, it means a lot if you like and subscribe it down below. Share the video out with a friend or family member. Helps me out. And I will see you in the next one.